Five. Hello everyone. Today we are gathered to discuss the book Truth or Beard by Penny Reid. Great! We are both seen and we are both heard, which is good. Apologies for any echoes or difficulties there. Yes, so Truth or Beard. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Thank you all for coming back and putting up with introductory technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and cover rom-com reviews. So we're covering romantic comedies. Let's talk about APL Readers Corners. So this is a book discussion review. The books are chosen by availability on Hoopla and staff preference. And we'll be reviewing a book from a different genre every single week while libraries remain closed to the public. So you can join in, you can ask questions, or express your views in the comments. So Julie, talk to me about rom-coms.
Alright, so rom-coms are essentially just, in my opinion, they're like a warm hug from the author to the reader. They're funny, they always end happily ever after. That's like the most important part of rom-com, is that there is always a happily ever after. That everybody ends, together. And so a lot of people don't like them because the ending is inevitable, but to me, I find a lot of comfort in that, especially in times where you have so many questions. I like to know that everything's going to end happy.
Same here, yeah. I love the happily ever after endings. I love the happily ever after endings. I love some of the common themes that you get. So there's just so many different varieties. There's always the meet cute going on. You have different sorts of romances all over, and it's just adorable. Sometimes you just need something fluffy and adorable, you know? So what do we got today? Oh boy. Truth or Beard? It's reflected in the reflection. Oh well. So, we've got Truth or Beard with Jessica James, down-home Southern gal, brilliant math teacher, wannabe world traveler, who comes home and crushes on the wrong Winston twin. She likes the nice one, now it's the mean one that she's got a crush on. And it's Truth or Beard because they play a lot of Truth or Dare, and he has a beard. Does that seem like a fair summary?
Yeah, so the theme throughout the book, the whole concept of Truth or Dare, and how it kind of ends up propelling their relationship forward several times.
Cool. So.
I don't feel like we're giving any clues away when we say that they end up together, because as previously stated, all rom-coms, they end up together. So.
Yep, happy endings are guaranteed, which can be funsies. So Penny Reid has 80 distinct works listed on Goodreads. She is insanely prolific. She's also written Knitting in the City, Rugby and the Hypothesis Theory series. So she's worked as a biomedical researcher. She knits, she crochets, she sews, she crafts. She's mom to 3 children. So tons of things from this author, which is fancy.
Yeah.
So, we can take a brief pause, I guess. I can try to fix the audio output capture so I'm capturing you on headphones and we can spare everyone the echo effect. Fantastic! We are audible, we are visible, we are finally good to go, and the echo effect has been eliminated. So that is great. Let's just happily carry on with Truth or Beard. Okay, go for it. What were you saying before? When I briefly lost your sound. The which now? Sorry?
That was the online reviews for like Amazon.
Yeah, let's do online reviews. Sorry, that was fast. Let's go ahead and talk about some online reviews, because I know that you and I both had pretty strong opinions about this book, and so did the internet. So let's talk about it. Did any of you read it? Also in the chat, please go ahead and let us know if you've read this book. It's on Hoopla. But yeah, so what are some of the reviews you found, Julie? I found some Amazon reviews.
So yeah, so most of the reviews were overall pretty high, like 3.5 to like 5 stars, a couple of 1 and 2 star reviews. There were definitely some people who were upset about some of the more adult content parts of the series. There's definitely some questions in their relationship and the way they are with one another, whether or not they're following kind of what we would consider the rules of consent and things like that. And also some sort of not very nice things said about women in general. Like, I definitely was not a fan of that, but some people brought those things up. Other people just loved it for what it was, just kind of a nice, general, happy, funny, hilarious rom-com.
Great. And I know a lot of people could actually see the text of the reviews on screen a minute ago, and we had some highlighted bits that we plan to talk about. Because we've got the Amazon reviews, we've got a lot of comments on it being sweet, sexy, and fun, and we've also got some comments that are a little more negative on the negative side. So hopefully being able to see it on the screen was helpful for everybody. And I've gone ahead and minimized that so you can see both of our smiling faces as we tell you our opinions about this book. Everybody ready? Okay, so what did you think, Julie, about the book?
I would definitely say it was not my favorite rom-com I've read. I don't personally plan to read any of the books in this series. What was that?
Oh no, I just laughed because samesies. It was not my absolute favorite rom-com. It was fun to read. I was gonna say I don't feel like I've read a lot of romantic comedies set in the South. So that was interesting. I've read plenty of romantic comedies, but normally they're set in a city or they're set somewhere that isn't quite as heavily influenced by Southern culture as we've got going on here. What do we have? We have bikers, we've got truckers, we've got a lot of mama and daddy being used to refer to the adults. We've got some Southern accents sneaking in on the side, all that kind of thing. So that was different.
Race car driving.
Yeah, race car driving. What did we think of the race car driving? We got a little bit of illegal road racing happening in the background, which, sounds like a fun time, but also, wow, there were a lot of cars in this book.
There were a lot of cars.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of descriptions about the cars as well. Very descriptive about the different types of cars.
Very descriptive about the different types of cars, absolutely. I don't know that much about cars. It was cool to read about the different sports cars that everyone was driving. I'm just going to skip to my favorite part. I liked Cletus. I liked the minor character Cletus in this book. I thought he was great. So for everybody reading the book, this isn't a spoiler necessarily. So Cletus is this fabulous individual with a fondness for, was it banana cream pie? Do I have that right? And he's just a giant nerd. He's like an adult taking a calculus class, and he's the student of the main character, even though he's older than her, because he's auditing. But he's not like romantically interested in her at all. He's just over in the background, quietly turning to everyone involved in this story, going, "Wow, you're so stupid. You are so stupid." And every rom-com has that person, doesn't it? Like, I know you and I can both think of some rom-coms with that person. And I always kind of love that person. The little "you're so stupid" person in a rom-com. It's important to have a friend who's going to sit you down and be like, "Listen, you like so-and-so, so-and-so likes you. Love."
Yeah. Get together, do the thing.
Get together and do the thing. So exciting.
Life.
I do think Jessica and Dwayne suited each other. Wasn't that the phrase that was relentlessly used throughout this book, that they suited each other?
Yeah, they had a lot of similarities. They both have that extremely, stubborn streak.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of, I think that they were able to both kind of compromise a lot, especially towards the end on what they wanted out of life, to be able to say, well, we can do this and this, so that then we can be together. And I thought that was a good use of being able to see couples compromise. Compromise is important in relationships.
True romance right there is compromise. So with you. It's great to have all the romantic, fluffy scenes and the very hot and steamy scenes, but that compromise, just chef's kiss over there, just fabulous. That's what I dream of. What did we think of the sexy Gandalf costume? So the very first chapter, we're just gonna confront it. What did we think of sexy Gandalf? We start off in this story with a bang. Jessica James, the main character, shows up at a Halloween party in sexy Gandalf outfit. This does involve her wearing, what was it, a gray beard, and then, was it a mini dress? Or just a really short robe?
Short dress.
Okay, was it?
Robes, I guess.
I
Very,
guess
very
it was
short
wizard
robes.
robes, like really short. What do we think of sexy Gandalf? This is
I
not
don't know, and they never said which Gandalf it was. Was it Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White? That is a very good question. How do I
actually.
visualize without this information, Elizabeth?
Actually, I think that does influence how I feel about sexy Gandalf. Because if it's Gandalf the Grey, it's kind of weird, but I might be good with it. Like, it's just that edge of maybe too weird that I think I'm like, okay, we're doing Gandalf the Grey. We kind of, because then you just kind of look like a disaster, right? And sometimes that's what you want on Halloween, is to just look like a disaster. But if it's Gandalf the White, then you're just another white bearded dude in a white dress. And what are you supposed to do then, you know? I don't know.
Don't like that she just kind of at least discussed the whole idea that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 you go, you go. Oh no. Did you freeze? You go ahead. What were you going to say?
Okay. I do like that she kind of confronted the whole idea that there have to be like, oh, they have to be like the saucy Halloween costumes. And she gives kind of like a list of the different, like she talks about there being like, you know, well, there's bees, and it's like, what do people find attractive about bees? And I thought that was really great. As you know,
That
she's
is
dressed up
fair.
like sexy Gandalf.
I personally do not find bees attractive. This is also because when I see a bee, I want to crawl under a rock. We have a comment from the chat from Alia Gonzalez, noting that that feels concerning, and I definitely agree. Sexy Gandalf does feel a little concerning. This would not inspire me to feel romantically toward anyone, but apparently our male love interest in the story, Dwayne, just finds this to be amazing. This sexy Gandalf, just incredible. Which I suppose I can like him for that. He has a lot of flaws in this book, as many people do. But I suppose I can like him for successfully looking past sexy Gandalf, because I would not have been able to do that. So bravo, Dwayne, for being able to look past the sexy Gandalf. Um, what do we think of Dwayne?
I liked parts of him. I liked that he eventually was able to kind of get over his own hangups and his own ideals of what a man should do in a relationship and what a woman should do in a relationship. I was not a fan of the fact that in the first chapter, so I feel like it's not a spoiler, because it's like right in the first chapter, there's a state of mistaken identity where she's kissing Dwayne and thinks it's his brother, and Dwayne's just like, I don't understand why this was a bad thing. Like, yeah, so you thought it was somebody else, who cares? And it's like, no, 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 no. You need to be, that's a deal.
Yeah, he feels a little bad about it, but still, it's kind of a problem. I don't know. That was a little weird. Like, to be fair, he didn't claim to be Bo, but he was just over there like, Jessica said he was Bo, and he's just like, okay, whatever, I'm good with it. Like, and then he gets very angsty and angry, and I'm just like, I don't think you have the right to be angsty and angry in this moment. You're the one who came up with this. You thought this was a good idea. Literally no one else, including the reader, thought this was a good idea. So maybe rethink. Again, a good moment for Cletus to step in and just gently smack people on the head. This is what I want the book to be, is Cletus walking around and going, excuse you.
And then like Elizabeth said, there are more books in the series, and each one features a different one of the Winston brothers. So they slowly get married off throughout the series.
Yes. Yes. Let's talk about the Winston brothers. So who do we have? I've already talked about my enduring, never-dying love for Cletus. Then we have Dwayne, who is mean, but not really mean. He's just really
The bad boy.
the bad boy because he races cars and because he... Oh, that would be mean to say. Because he's temperamental. Let's put it that way. That's a nice way to say what I was about to say. I was about to say he has the emotional maturity of a 12-year-old, but that's a little mean.
Reputation for, yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to date. That's pretty much the only other thing.
But that's the thing. Like, he likes to date is the reputation. He dates literally one other person. That is it. In the entire book. And I want to return to that because that's the treatment of that character is really but yeah, so who else we got for the Winston brothers? You go ahead. I'm just talky over
There's
here.
Bo, and I'm trying to remember the name of the oldest brother. I liked him a lot because he's sort of he's off book for most of it, and he comes back towards the very end, and it's just sort of like, what have you idiots done? Like, what was the thinking here? What have you done?
Billy,
It was
right?
very just more like, why do you think I am this stupid? What is wrong with all of you?
Okay. I feel like that was Cletus in that speech.
It might have been Cletus. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
So there is Billy, and Billy is like definitely a voice of reason in the clan. But for the incident I think you're talking about, are we talking about the bikers?
Yes, the bikers.
That was
Oh, the
Cletus.
bikers.
Oh, the bikers. The bikers, the bikers. Okay, your turn. Which one do you want to talk about? Do we want to talk about the girlfriend, or do we want to talk about the bikers?
Oh, I think the bikers is a much shorter conversation. It's mostly just why bikers, why,
Right. So for
why.
those of you in the chat who haven't read the book, this book is a standard rom-com with some truth or dare and some sexy Gandalf and some weird gossip in the teacher's lounge about your latest date. And then all of a sudden we have a biker gang dealing drugs, just sort of lobbed in from stage left. Oh boy.
A very disorganized biker gang, it sounds like.
They really aren't. They don't have their act together. Like, I I guess that's the point. I guess that's the point. Like, if they had their act together, this plot would never have happened because they would never have needed to seek out the Winston brothers in the first place. But they don't have their act together, so they seek out the Winston brothers, and then events occur. I don't know. I feel like in another book I would have been on board with the biker gang, but not this book.
Yeah. And then the Dwayne's ex is actually related to the biker gang because she works at, yeah.
So she works at what was the name of that place? Pink Pony? Was that right?
I don't remember. There were like 3 places, and I just don't remember which one she worked at.
Yeah, there were like 3 Hooters equivalents in this book, and she works at one of the Hooters equivalents. Or were they strip clubs?
Yeah.
Was it Hooters, or was it a full-on strip club?
They were glitter-based establishments.
Okay. Did you say glitter-based establishments? I love it. I love it. That's what I'm calling them forever. Glitter-based establishments. Okay, but she really got a mean treatment for it throughout the book. Like, I know Jessica in several parts said she was trying not to judge her cousin. I don't think she's very good at not judging her cousin in this case.
No. I feel like if you have to keep saying, I'm not judging you over and over and over again, like...
Then you're actually being a little judgy.
Yeah.
Yes, fabulous. Yeah, and she just never really stepped forward and redeemed herself for me. That character, like, I really wanted her to step forward and have like a, hey, we don't have to be pitted against each other just because I used to date your boyfriend moment. But this was naively optimistic, so that's fine.
She kind of does, but then she retracts a little bit, and...
Yeah, and we're still very carefully avoiding spoilers.
Maybe in a future book, she's like, oh,
I would love that.
yeah.
I would love that if in a future book.
I'm hoping that sometime in like one of the future books she gets redeemed.
That would be great. She should end up with like Bo. That would be a nice little twist. You have like the one girl who always liked Bo and she ends up with Dwayne. And then you have the other girl who always liked Dwayne and ends up with Bo. That would be great. Just stick her with Bo. It'd be great. They're both liars. It would work perfectly. Mm-hmm.
Bo's so straight-laced, and she's such a wild child. It would just be perfect.
See? Yeah! I ship it. It's good. Like, they want me not to like Tina, but it's okay. I like Tina. I think she should shake up Bo's world a little bit. It'll be great. Let's see. What else? I want Cletus to end up with calculus. I think that's his true love. I think that would be lovely. I don't know who to put Billy with. Billy with medical safety? Is that where we put the oldest brother, Billy? He seems very sensible.
I think so.
He would be very busy advocating for you all to stay home and wear your face masks, so please do. I don't know. I don't know who to ship Jethro with. He showed up too late in the book.
I feel like someone who hasn't arrived yet. Someone new from out of town.
Someone new from out of town? Yes, a new person. Exciting. Does anybody have any questions about this book? We have more thoughts, but we haven't given anyone a chance to sort of chime in. So what are thoughts? Oh, let's talk Truth or Dare while we wait for people to chime in. So Truth or Dare, have we played Truth or Dare? Do you pick Truth or do you pick Dare? We've seen what happens in this book. They are dare or bust. Like, there is no truth happening here.
Yeah.
They're gonna take the dare. It comes up a couple of times, and every time the dare is taken. So, where do you land on that scale?
I'm like more of a truth person, but it depends on who's asking, because it can be very dangerous.
That is extremely true. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. I used to go in more for dares, and then I started playing with people who knew how to ask for really, really terrible dares. And so now I go truth, because I'm just like, I do not want to drink that. I do not want to drink the lemon juice. That would not be appealing. I am not going to go out in the street and yodel. It is 10 p.m. So we've moved on collectively to truth, so that neighbors don't mind us as intensely. And I believe, what was the first dare in the book? Was the very first dare the skinny dipping?
I think I was just going to say, I think it was the skinny, no, it was the kissing.
Oh yeah, you're right. So the kissing is one of the very first. We're still not doing spoilers because this is like chapter 2 or 3. But yeah, so they end up going to a campfire. There's some truth or dare. It increases romantic tension considerably between all characters. But yes, kissing is the first dare. So, you know, they're starting out with the really strong dares on this one. Lemon juice would have been a little stronger, but that comes later in the evening, I'm sure. Let's see. I don't see any other questions in the chat, which is fine. What are thoughts that you have, Julie? What are some questions that you're walking away from the book with?
I kind of wonder what is going to happen, like if her brother, because he kind of starts to chill about Dwayne towards the end of the book. There's very much that whole, you know, no one's good enough for my sister.
Right, is that...
From the older brother.
So, you're from a small town, and I'm from the South. Is that, like, a small town thing, or a South thing, or both, or neither? Because, like, the very weird dad-brother, not good enough to date my daughter, here's a shotgun thing, feels Southern to me. But is it a small town thing as well?
I think so, yeah, because I've, you know, have lots of friends on Facebook with, you know, they post the memes with the shotgun, and then nobody can date my daughter, and I'm like, she's 7, you've got time, it's fine, calm down.
I, too, would be intensely alarmed if someone attempted to date my 7-year-old child. So, props, honestly. Like, I feel like that is the acceptable circumstance for a shotgun, but not really any other in this case. But we've got that vibe in this book, for sure. Yeah. So there's definitely this intense Southern chivalry and also Southern overprotectiveness, I guess, that they've got going on. I feel like we should make a bingo sheet. Southern bingo.
Yeah, a little stereotypical for my taste. Like, just a little, you know.
A little much. I kind of wanted them to rein it in a bit. Oh, yeah. Relevant. The audiobook is on Hoopla, not the actual book. You listened to the audiobook. I read the book.
And you read it.
Right. So, as I read the book, it was fine.
Yeah, the male narrator for Dwayne did a really, really good job, and I really liked his narration. The female narrator for Jessica had, like, a really terrible Southern accent. Like, she uses the one that I use in story time for cows. I don't know why all cows are Southern in story time, but it was just like it was almost cringeworthy, like, bad.
I will have to tune into one of those story times. That sounds like fun times. All right, thank you all, fabulous library patrons. Please tune in for more APL Reader's Corner next week, right?
Yep, next Friday at 1.
Next Friday at 1, be here. All right, bye everybody.